Mysterious deep earthquakes, extreme deep earthquakes phenomenon persists. This is something that is taking place between the Earth's mantle and the lower mantle. The Earth's mantle stops at 660 kilometers, and that's when the lower mantle starts up to 2,900 kilometers towards the outer core of the Earth. That's the transition zone. It's at 660 kilometers depth. Ever since the whole 2012 prophecy shenanigans, this is written by Bennett reality editor Compton N. He says that I've slightly more than casual curiosity with earthquake patterns and earthquake oddities. A couple years prior to and a few years following 2012, I became slightly obsessed with checking the quake reports, and on a few occasions I noticed a few strange things. One of those strange things being the rare, odd occurrence of extremely deep earthquakes. I think the first one that ever popped out at me and caught my attention was one in Russia's Sea of Okhotsk in 2013. May 29th, 2016, I was taking a quick glance at the day's earthquakes, and there were no unusual large earthquakes to take note of, but something did stick out. Bolivia had a fairly modest 4.3 magnitude event. However, the depth was the point of interest. It was 562 kilometers deep in the earth. I'm not sure if most of you realize how extreme that is, but just think how far down just 1 kilometer or mile is, and you quickly realize how astonishing 526 kilometers depth in the earth is. This 4.3 Bolivia extreme deep event may seem like just another rare odd event, except it isn't as rare as it probably should be. Here are two interesting records. The strongest deep focus earthquake and seismic record was 2013 Okhotsk Sea earthquake, magnitude 8.3, that occurred with an epicenter in the Sea of Okhotsk at a depth of 609 kilometers. This is in Kamchatka, Russia, as we said. However, the deepest ever recorded earthquake is the 1994 Bolivia Earthquake with a focal depth of 647 kilometers and a moment magnitude of 8.2 magnitude. A bit more on the Okhotsk deep earthquake in 2013, which I mentioned earlier. A magnitude 8.3 earthquake that struck deep beneath the Sea of Okhotsk May 24, 2013, has left seismologists struggling to explain how that happened. At a depth of about 609 kilometers, that's 378 miles, the intense pressure on the fault should inhibit the kind of rupture that took place. It's a mystery how these earthquakes happen. How can rock slide against rock so fast while squeezed by the pressure from 610 kilometers of overlying rock? This is what Thorne Lay said, professor of Earth and Planetary Sciences at the University of California, Santa Cruz. Seismic analysis revealed that this was the largest deep earthquake ever recorded, with a seismic moment 30% larger than that of the next largest, a 1994 earthquake 637 kilometers beneath Bolivia. And deep earthquakes occur in the transition zone between the upper mantle and lower mantle from 400 to 700 kilometers below the surface, and they result from stress in deep subduction slabs where one plate of the Earth's crust dives beneath another plate. Such deep earthquakes usually don't cause enough shaking on the surface to be hazardous, but scientifically they are of great interest. The energy released by the Sea of Okhotsk earthquake produced vibrations recorded by several thousand seismic stations around the world. The researchers also mentioned that this extreme deep quake behaved very unlike other deep quakes and instead behaved like a normal shallow quake, which they thought impossible due to the amount of weight and force acting on the materials at this extreme depth, and the consistency of the materials being more flowing as a result of the extreme temperatures. In addition to the deep quake, the quake magnitude 4.3 at 562 kilometers depth that occurred May 29, 2016 in Bolivia, there was also one in January of 2016 in Bolivia. A strong and very deep earthquake registered by USGS at 6.1 magnitude hit Bolivia 3:25 UTC January 14, 2016. The agency reported a depth of 582.4 kilometers at 361.9 miles deep. So that's two rare extreme deep quakes in Bolivia this year, well, that year, 2016. And it gets a little more chilling to add to the strangeness of the fact that there's already been two of these this year already, that year, 2016, where normally we probably see one or two the whole year in this depth. 6.4 NDOI Ndoi Island, Fiji, at May 27, 2016, 572.1 kilometers depth, and 6.6 at Ndoi Island, Fiji, May 28th, that's the day later, at 416.8 kilometers depth. So that's four rare extreme deep quakes in early of 2016. Very strange developments indeed. And some more fascinating details on the record. Deep 1994 Bolivia earthquake. Harvard assigned it a depth of 647 kilometers and a really big magnitude of 8.2. A remarkable feature of South America is that it possesses a disproportionate fraction of the world's large, very deep quakes. Bolivia holds the largest deep quake record and Colombia second, northern Peru third, also the 10th, 13th, 15th, 18th, and why such large earthquakes occur here and not elsewhere is a significant question. Although the 1994 Bolivia earthquake was felt throughout much of South America, it caused only minor damage. It broke windows in tall buildings and caused some structure in La Paz, Cochabamba, and Oruro, all towns with about 500 kilometers, within 500 kilometers of the epicenter. And it caused numerous landslides as well in Peru. An unusual feature of the 1994 Bolivia earthquake was that it was felt in North America, cities at distances of 50 and 80 degrees from the epicenter. It was felt all the way beyond Hudson Bay. It was felt in Greenland, and it was felt through the area of Africa, Spain, Portugal, and all the way down to the half of Antarctica. So here is an excerpt from a short article someone wrote back in 1994 on the strange deep quake of Bolivia. Most earthquakes are shallow. They are concentrated no deeper than 20 to 25 kilometers down. However, a few extremely deep quakes rumble at depths of about 600 kilometers. On June 8, 1994, what may be the largest deep earthquake of the century, magnitude 8.2, exploded 640 kilometers beneath Bolivia. Exploded, quote-unquote, may or may not be the proper word. Geophysicists are really not certain what causes the very deep quakes, because at 640 kilometers rocks are so hot that they flow rather than snap under geological stresses. The more common shallow earthquakes are generally created when rocks snap and fracture. Since the deep quakes seem to be concentrated in subducted slabs of terrestrial crust that plunge down deep into the Earth's mantle, geophysicists support that the increasing heat and pressure applied to the descending slabs may cause explosive phase changes in minerals contained in the slabs. Phase changes often involve volume changes that, if sudden, might generate seismic waves as well. Also, the water of hydration in minerals may be explosively turned into vapor, but this is all surmise right now. The Bolivia quake also caused the whole Earth to ring like a bell. Every 20 minutes or so, the entire planet expanded and contracted a very small but detectable amount. This immediately made the thought of an exploding planet or one breaking up enter my head. Why are these deep earthquakes even able to happen when scientifically this should not be possible? What could be causing them? Could it be an unseen external force acting on our planet, or is it just some type of natural occurrence that we're yet to understand? And he has an update on this. I'm going to keep ongoing list of new extreme deep quakes, which I will do my best to keep track of, and add my deep quakes of around 400 plus kilometers deep so we can try to determine if there is indeed increasing occurrence. This is by Compton on Bended Reality. And I'll leave a link below for you for this. Thank you. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.